Today on Simone Talks, it's Winston Chaney, the voice of the gospel airwaves, host, colleague, and friend. This is Simone Talks. Hello, and welcome back to Simone Talks. Today we are talking to one of the nation's capitals, voice of the airways, Mr. Winston Chaney. We are so excited to have him here. Thank you for joining us, Winston.
Thank you, Simone, for having me.
Oh my goodness, it's such an honor. We have so much history,
A lot of history,
so much to talk about.
With us.
But what we're going to do is we're going to start from your beginning, where you were born, raised. We're going to talk about that.
Born in Danville, Virginia.
Danville, Virginia.
In the South. Went to two high schools, John M. Langston High School and George Washington High School. One was all black, and during the integration in 70, went to George Washington High School. So the whole city combined, which made it great.
Okay.
Left Danville in 72, going to Mitchell Junior College in Statesville, North Carolina, playing basketball.
Wow. Okay.
And while there, 73, 74, led the nation in scoring on the basketball team. Left Mitchell in 74 and came to Richmond, to VCU. Played on the team with an NBA great, a man who won more championships than Bird, Magic, and Michael Jordan.
What? Bird from Georgetown?
From the Celtics.
Celtics.
Larry Bird.
So Larry Bird. Yeah,
This guy played with Larry Bird.
Oh, wow.
He won 7 championships. They all won 6.
So why didn't you stick with basketball?
Well, at some point, it's not my choice.
What? Okay. Point taken.
There comes a time when it's not your choice.
Point taken.
Going to a higher level.
Okay.
But I did all I could do, and then decided that I want to do radio.
Okay. So tell us about your childhood growing up. What were you like? Were you a mischievous child? Chill? Did you get in trouble?
Not really.
No.
Grew up in the projects of Danville. And I call the projects like a black college campus. Every time you come outside, there's somebody black.
It was
Every time you come outside,
what?
there was Black America.
What? Well,
So,
was it high crime?
It wasn't, really.
No? Okay.
And when you hear a story, it takes a village to raise a child, the projects
Yeah.
will raise you.
Okay. Okay.
The mama across the sidewalk helped you raise you when mama at work.
Uh-huh.
The mama down the sidewalk.
Yeah,
helped
those were
raise you when
different
mama at
times,
work.
weren't they?
Yeah, oh, great times.
Oh my goodness. We it's not like that now.
So they kept me in line, and at night there were always eyes on you because mom knew the whole community.
Yeah.
The whole community saw you
So
in the streets.
it was really a village.
A village. So I
Times
stayed
have
out of trouble.
definitely changed.
Because the boys in the neighborhood wouldn't let you get in trouble. Kept me from the drugs, and even some of them did drugs. Kept me from the drugs and the alcohol. I never did drugs or alcohol, and stayed out of trouble. Never got arrested. Never got in any trouble at all.
So you were a pretty good student.
Well, pretty good in life, but I wasn't a good student. I was one that hated to study.
Okay.
I actually hated to carry books home.
Really?
I hate taking books home.
As much as you do now?
As much as I studied now,
Uh-huh.
I hate carrying books home. I hated carrying books home in school. And I couldn't figure out why I was so slow in my studies because I didn't study.
Well, that could be a determining factor.
That probably was a determining factor. All my friends going home with books. I'm going home with nothing.
And so from there, after you decided to, you graduated from high school.
Out of high school.
And then you went on to college.
After college in VCU, went to work at the Virginia Employment Commission, the head office.
Virginia.
And one day,
Employment.
talking to some coworkers, they knew I wanted to get in radio. A girl said, well, why don't you call the station, ask the guy to train you? And I called a guy named Doc Holliday. That's his name on air. WKIE Richmond. I called him, and I said, Doc, I want to learn broadcasting. Why don't you teach me? To his surprise, he said, okay. I said, what'd you say? He said, okay.
Okay.
Started that evening. Daytime station. You know about a daytime station. He said, come over this evening. We'll be off the air. I'll teach you everything you need to know off air in an on-air situation, which was perfect. Did that for 6 months. Started cutting some commercials. Did a couple of shifts. And then decided to move to D.C.
Wow.
Yeah, moved to D.C. in 1980.
So what made you decide just to move from, you were in Virginia then still?
Richmond.
In Richmond.
And what made you
Just wanted to
decide?
change the scenery. I wanted to move to a bigger and better city, and I did. I came here, and the funny thing is, I came to D.C. in '78. Didn't get a job. Went back to Richmond. Stayed 2 more years.
You went back home.
Went back to Richmond. Tried again, and got a job and came and stayed.
Oh, well, at least you had a place to go back.
Exactly.
You had a place to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got a job.
So, being in, coming from college, was it hard trying to get your foot, or did you know what you wanted to do when you came out of college, or?
Didn't know, really.
You didn't?
I just knew I wanted to be in radio from a guy in my hometown who is now pastor, Pastor Doyle Thomas Jr., my pastor's son. He did radio in Danville, at WILA in Danville, 1580 in Danville. And I sat in with him one day in probably my 9th or 10th grade year. When I left there, I said, this is what I want to do. Right there, I want to do this. And
So you have any siblings?
got one brother, 2 sisters.
Oh.
One brother, 2 sisters, and 1 daughter.
Okay, I knew you had a sister, but I didn't know you had a
I
brother.
had a brother, an older brother.
Older brother. So you're in the middle,
He's first, I'm second, and 2 sisters under me.
and nobody got in trouble. So you were the middle kid. So you were kind of covered on both ends.
And the boys in the neighborhood kept me in check. See, I was a basketball star in high school, which I couldn't do a whole lot wrong then. And then went to college, I was a basketball star.
Oh boy.
After that, got into radio. I was a radio star.
So you just
So
a star all along.
I had to be
You had
straight
star
up.
quality.
Had to be, it was all good though.
So why didn't you stick with basketball? Was
Well, I
that
tried.
something you
I played here in D.C. in the Urban Coalition. That's a pro summer league. Played with some big names. Eddie Jordan, who coached the Bullets and the Wizards.
But that's not Michael
World
Jordan.
Be Free.
That's not any relation to
No,
Michael.
no relation to the greatest.
To the greatest. I got you.
World Be Free. Larry Spriggs from the Lakers. Adrian Branch from the Lakers. Michael Britt from UDC. Earl Jones from the Lakers. Played with all these guys. Baby Durham, and we all played together. So
What made you say no? This is just not for me.
no, I didn't say it.
Okay, point taken.
I wanted to go further, but those guys were just better than me.
They were just better.
You know, you got to admit that you're not the greatest in the world at some things.
So you pursued something else.
Pursued radio.
So with your sisters and brothers, how did they? How was it coming up in the middle, being the middle child?
Oh, it wasn't bad at all. 2 sisters, of course, they caught it from the two guys. We were older.
Oh boy.
2 little sisters.
I know
caught
that
it.
story.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so well. Well.
But
Yeah.
wasn't bad though.
Okay.
Wasn't bad.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
Then came to D.C.
Uh-huh.
And of course, you know the story about D.C.
Yeah.
Applied for my first job at 2 stations.
Okay.
And his story nobody knows either.
And we're going to talk about that next
Okay,
segment.
all right.
We're going to be right back right after this commercial break.
Hello, I'm Edward Anderson, CEO of TTMP Corporation, with a heartfelt thanks to all those on the front line during this COVID-19 outbreak. Police, fire and rescue, healthcare, and essential workers, please stay safe. Here at TTMP, we celebrate 20 years of supporting IT and critical environmental needs of businesses. Together, let's work out a solution to keep your business moving forward. Please contact us at ttmpsolutions.com. And again, stay safe.
The First Baptist Church of Highland Park Elevation Career Ministry, under the blessed leadership of Pastor Henry P. Davis, is excited to offer virtual professional development training each and every Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. Won't you join us? For more information and to register, send an email to elevation-employment@fbhp.org. You'll be glad you did. The First Baptist Church of Highland Park, doing our part in the community. Faith strong, faith forward, I focus.
Today is January 23rd. I'm Winston Chaney. Here today is Black History. It was on this day way back in 1977. Roots by Alice Haley began televising on ABC TV. Roots was a miniseries based on an American novel entitled The Saga of an American Family. It was going to be the most watched miniseries in U.S. history. Did you know?
Hello and welcome back to Simone Talks. Today we are talking to Winston Chaney. It's all about radio.
All about radio.
All about radio. How did you get into radio?
Back in the late 60s, early 70s, my pastor's son was in radio in Danville. And he took me to the station with him one day. And I sat with him the whole shift.
Okay.
And when it was over, I said, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
This is what I want to do.
And you got into it right from there.
From there, it was in my mind, embedded. And living in Richmond, working at the Employment Commission, the head office of Virginia Employment Commission. And I called a guy at WKIE. His name was, of all people, Doc Holliday. And I said, Doc Holliday.
Wow.
I said, Doc, why don't you teach me broadcasting? And to my surprise, he said, okay. He started training me, and training and practice. Started doing a few things around Richmond, and then decided to move to D.C.
What kind of board did they operate on? Was it slide?
No, back in the 70s,
The
all
on-air.
turned offs. It was real
Oh
ugly.
my goodness.
Turned off.
Yes, but
Turned offs and two turntables, played 45s.
yeah. You all had 45s?
45s.
I don't think we had 45s when I was
When
in.
you got into it, it was all albums.
Yeah.
All albums.
Wow.
We had 45s.
But we still had that knob. And I thought it was something.
Had knob, yeah.
I
we were
thought
big
it was
time
something.
then.
Big
We were big
time.
time.
We were big time
Yeah, big
then.
time.
And so you started, your first radio show was where?
First radio show, when I came to D.C., here's a story you probably have never heard. I came to D.C. and applied at two stations,
Okay.
WOL and WYCb. Ironically, they both offered me a job.
Wow.
Moon Man at WOL offered me a job 1 day a week on Sundays. The YCB offered me 2 days a week. Guess where I went?
WYCb.
2 days a week.
Yeah.
See, we all want more time on radio.
Multiple. Yeah, that's
So they
multiplication,
offer
right?
me, exactly. Folks, if you're listening, if they
2
offer
days.
you more than 1 day, you take it.
Take it.
You take the more days. So I got the job, and ironically, here's something you probably didn't know. My first day, I was engineering for the great Peter Green. My first day.
I didn't know that.
I wasn't on the air the first time. I
You started out as
engineered
an engineer.
As a board op. with
Okay,
Peter
board
Green.
op. Okay.
And that was
That was
a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
Stories that you all would not
Yes,
believe.
the stories that we know.
Stories that you know about. But here's an interesting fact, though. I have more hours on air in D.C. than any black in radio history, including,
believe it.
including Don Simpson.
I believe it.
Here's why. He came in 78. I came in 80, which means he got 2 years on me.
Okay.
He was off 5.5 years.
That's right.
I've been off 4 months.
That's right.
So
That's
I
right.
got more hours than him.
That's right.
And before 1980, if anyone had been in the same category that I'm in, had started in 1950. No black was on air in 1950.
Wow.
The first black in D.C. on air was Dr. Miller,
Well,
Lucille Banks
great.
Robinson
And
Miller.
those are, yeah, Dr. Miller.
And so
Rest
nobody
her soul.
on full time in 1950. Nobody been on full time since me other than Donnie Simpson since 1980.
Wow, Winston.
He was off 5.5 years.
Yeah. So
Now-
you were one of the first announcers. When did you start on the air at WYCb?
Don't know the exact day.
Well, how old were
But
you?
my
Do you know how
first
old you
day,
were?
full time. So I did part time 4 years. 4 years. My first day on air, on the air, June 10th, 84.
1984.
1984.
It's so funny.
And
Let me tell you why.
you-
That was my graduation day.
Okay, June 10th, 84. My first day.
1984.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was my first day.
I hadn't even thought about radio at that time.
But you came later on.
Yeah, I
though.
came later on, but that was my graduation day.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
84.
84, yeah. June 10th.
Yeah, and you've been there ever since.
Been there ever since until April 7th.
This year,
This year.
2020. Yeah, yeah. So
And
what was your
it was
most
a good run.
memorable moment at WYCb?
Got a few moments I can tell you about.
Oh boy, yeah.
With Peter Green as a board out. Came to work one day, and back then we didn't have social media.
That's
we didn't have
right.
cell phones.
That's right.
So
That's
I
right.
came to the station one night,
Did we have pagers?
had pages,
Beepers.
came to the station one night, And Peter Green was sitting talking to Coach John Thompson
At the station?
at the station.
Wow.
And I came in with a VCU sweatshirt on. Of all days, it said VCU basketball,
Not Georgetown.
not Georgetown. And here's why it didn't make sense, because VCU had just beat Georgetown in McDonald Gym.
That was not a good time.
They came up to Georgetown and beat them in the gym. I came to work with a VCU basketball sweatshirt on. So
Oh my
John Thompson
goodness.
came to do an interview with Peter Green, and had these 2 7-footers with him, 2 big boys. Now, no social media, so I know who the guys were. So I come bopping in, and got to talking to him, and we talking while Peter and John Thompson back talking. I'm out front talking to these big 2 giants. At the end of the day, these 2 giants, a guy named Ralph Dalton,
Oh my goodness.
and one guy named Pat Ewing,
Oh my goodness.
who went on to be the highest paid
Yes.
player in the NBA
Oh
at
my
one point.
goodness.
And I had no idea.
You just don't. You were just surrounded by stardom
yeah.
all of your life.
And then one time I walked in, and came in the station one day, Peter Green sitting there with Jared Butler. I'm like,
Oh wow.
is that Jared Butler? He said, come meet Jared Butler, man. Come here and meet Jared Butler. But I guess the most memorable moment I had, Peter Green and I were doing a show at Ray's, I think it was called Ray's, up on Georgia Avenue, Ray's Lounge. Was it called Ray's?
I think I remember what you're talking about.
Okay.
I remember.
Well, long before you heard the name James Brown,
Well.
Peter Green was the one that got James Brown his first job with the Bullets on Channel 20. Of course, the rest is history.
Okay.
Now went to CBS, and now he's NFL Today.
Okay, that James Brown.
James Brown, right,
Okay,
right.
not James Brown.
But we
I
had
feel it.
guys like Sugar Ray Leonard come in.
Oh yeah.
Had guys like James Brown come in. A lot of stars came in. But Peter told me one day, said, listen, I got a little guy coming in. I want you to stay with him. So I'm like, okay, who is it? He said, you meet him. So the little guy came in wearing a plaid jacket, loafers, and sat down. Peter said, listen, he said, Dick, this guy gonna have a TV station one day. I said to myself, he's gonna have a what? Now we got ABC, this is before Fox came on. We got ABC, CBS, and NBC. He said, but stay with him now. This guy gonna have a TV station one day. So at the end of the interview, this guy gave me his card and said, Winston, let's get together for lunch one day. So now, I must have been feeling myself, because I said, now, who is this guy going to invite me out to lunch? I went outside, tore the card up,
No way.
threw it in the trash can.
Oh no. Who was it, Winston?
That little short guy,
Who was it?
he became the richest black man in history.
Oh.
His name was Bob Johnson.
Oh my goodness. And you tore up his car.
I tore up his card. Never to be heard from again. So
He didn't call you.
He didn't call me. He gave me his card. Said, "Listen, we'll do lunch one day.
And
We'll
right,
talk."
and that was it.
This was before BET got on the air.
Wow.
So I didn't believe him, but it was Bob Johnson.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah. So I tell all young students, people give you cards.
Hold
Keep
on
'em.
to them.
Keep
That's
'em.
right. Hold on to them, because you
Don't
never
burn
know.
bridges.
That's right.
Yeah.
And make that connection.
Exactly. You never know. It gets to a point where, after that first time, you get comfortable on stage. You get to a point where you're like,
You don't want to
"Groups,
come off.
would you guys heard me come off stage so I can get back on stage?"
Get back on stage. Yeah. It becomes like
It's like people say, "Do you get nervous?" No.
the adrenaline. You
I'm
look
dying to get back out there.
for the mic. You look for the camera.
The
you look
bigger
for
the
it.
audience, the more,
The more
anxious I am to
exciting.
get out there.
Yes. Isn't
People
it
don't
awesome?
realize that.
Yes. Isn't it
Walt
awesome?
Frazier said, he said, every game he gets nervous. He played for how many years? For us, I'm anxious to get out there with no nervousness.
Yeah. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we've done it so many times.
So many times.
Even though you don't know what your audience is going to be like, how they're going to respond to you, that gives me a little pause sometimes. But you're just ready to go. You're ready to go.
Like you, like me, like you. You test your audience within the first 10 seconds.
First 10, yes, that's true.
You test your
You
audience.
see exactly what they are.
Say something, something funny. If they don't laugh, no more jokes the whole night. No more jokes.
Because it's not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
You know who they are.
You know. But boy, if they laugh that first time,
Yeah.
oh, you're comfortable now.
I remember hosting a play at WHUR Theater, and it was, Lord, I Know I've Been Changed. And that was the first stage play at DC for Tyler Perry.
Okay.
And that was before Medea was born. And looking back, I'm like, wow, I'm standing backstage talking to Joe in Joe attire, not really knowing. So many of those instances that we have come across that has, just built a part of our history, a part of our life in radio.
And not knowing, people don't know that I had Tyler Perry in with me twice. Live.
You interviewed Tyler?
In studio twice.
Wow.
While doing Medea.
Wow. Okay.
Not knowing he'd be the conglomerate that he is now.
Who knew?
I had been not once.
I wish, and I wish I had kept that card. So there's our card thrown away.
I hosted a lot of Tyler Perry's plays.
Yeah.
It's all about business. One day I came in, fashionably late. I said, MC here. Well, we'll see you at intermission because we already started. Top of the hour, they going.
They gone.
They going.
They do not play.
And next day, they want to check back.
They want the check back.
Because they paid me to open it up.
And you were late.
I was late.
They want the check
back.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't late no more.
Nope. That taught you a lesson.
No
that
more.
Taught you
all
that
my 40
lesson.
years of broadcasting.
And we have emceed some concerts.
A lot.
Oh my goodness,
Country
John.
Hall,
Yeah.
Kennedy Center, Liston Auditorium,
Yeah.
Crampton Auditorium.
Yeah.
Even the Strathmore. I've been on stage at Strathmore.
Now that I haven't been. I guess my biggest memorable on stage moment was at the Kennedy Center.
Kennedy Center, right.
That was pretty awesome with the Hawkins family.
Okay.
Took a picture with Walter, and they were so nice,
I was there
so
with you.
down to earth. Yeah, it was so awesome. Yeah. So I tell you what, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back to wrap this up.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Pastor Henry P. Davis and the First Baptist Church of Highland Park is excited about the Elevation Career Ministry, and you will be too. Our team of professionals are here to assist you with one-on-one career coaching. Maybe you need assistance with resume review or answer questions as you navigate through your career. Or if you're looking for job options, we are here to help you. And with that, we're excited to offer virtual professional development training each and every Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. We are going to bring the vast knowledge of Highland Park right to you. To connect with one of our Elevation career coaches, or if you would like to register for the virtual training session, send an email to elevation-employment@fbhp.org. You'll be glad you did. But wait, there's more. For job opportunities, get on our employment distribution list. Go to our homepage, fbhp.org. Scroll down to the bottom of the site and click on Join Our Mailing List. It's just that simple. The First Baptist Church of Highland Park, doing our part in the community. Faith strong, faith forward, I focus.
Hello, I'm Edward Anderson, CEO of TTNP Corporation, with a heartfelt thanks to all those on the front line during this COVID-19 outbreak. Police, fire and rescue, healthcare, and essential workers, please stay safe. Here at TTNP, we celebrate 20 years of supporting IT and critical environmental needs of businesses. Together, let's work out a solution to keep your business moving forward. Please contact us at ttnpsolutions.com. And again, stay safe.
Today is January 24th. I'm Winston Chaney. Here's the day's Black History. It was on this day back in 1956. Look magazine publishes the confession of two white men from Mississippi, one named J.W. Milan and the other named Roy Bryant, because they were acquitted in the death of Emmett Till. They confessed because they couldn't be charged again under what is now called double jeopardy. Did you know?
And we're back on the Simone Talks show. I'm your host, Simone Walker, and today we're talking with Winston Chaney, the voice of the airwaves, the gospel airwaves. So Winston, tell me about what other stations have you worked at?
You know, Life at Radio 1 was good because they had multiple stations in-house in the same building.
Yes.
So I did WYCb full-time every day, Monday through Friday, for 36 years. But then they bought Praise 104.1. And I filled in on Praise 104.1. But some years ago, Denise Hill was doing WKYS Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And she left and went to New York. The BLS was on 7.5. And KISS was open. Guess who filled in?
You.
I got the job at KISS for 8 weeks.
Wow.
8 weeks on WKYS, my first
Yeah.
FM job.
First FM.
Before Praise 104.
Which wasn't gospel.
No, it wasn't gospel,
Wasn't
but Sunday
gospel.
morning was at the
So,
time.
okay.
Steve Hegwood was the boss. Until our boss, Alfred Liggins, went to syndication. And they brought in Cole Brother to do Sunday morning. So it took me off KYS. Then they bought Praise 104.1. So
Wow.
I would go down the hall and do YCB in the morning and do Praise 104.1 for the midday or afternoon. So get that FM experience.
You got it in.
Yeah, I got it in.
You got it in. So you're now moved on off of WYCB
Due to COVID,
due to
I was
COVID.
released from Radio 1.
Yeah.
Still had nothing bad to say about Radio 1.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Good run.
They could have fired me years ago, or maybe not brought me over when they bought us. But they decided to keep me and kept the station, and I was thankful.
Yeah.
But they laid off a lot of people because of COVID. And then, same time I got laid off, Patrick Ellis, my buddy at WHUR,
Yeah.
gotten
Patrick
sick.
Ellis. Yeah.
he may not have been sick at the time, but later on he got sick, and got sick from COVID-19.
COVID-19.
And not knowing that he passed away. And
What a loss.
I mean, he had been
such a great loss.
had been #1 for 40 years on Sunday morning. And with his loss,
Yeah.
it became a job opening.
Yeah.
So, of course, I made the call and said, look, I'm available. And I went through the procedures and got the call and said, you're the one. I said, thank you, Jesus.
Now I remember our colleague posting something on social media, and before it was announced, but the message was so that great news coming up, but your picture was on there, and I said, he got it, and I called you and I said, Winston, just tell me you got the job, and you said, I got the job. I was so excited. I just yelled and screamed in happiness for you. That
Well,
was
I appreciate
so,
it. I did my first show last week.
Yeah,
I started in September. And it's a whole different ball game.
it is.
It's a whole different
Yeah.
signal. That signal it's non-directional, so it goes Delaware, West Virginia, all over
All the way
area.
around.
Yeah. Well, Praise is directional, pointing south.
Yeah, the
This one
antenna.
covers Baltimore, Hagerstown, Dover, Delaware. It's a signal that you wouldn't believe.
And people don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's like I can't hear it here, but I can hear it there.
Right.
So that depends on where the antenna is facing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so gosh, I am so happy for you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Me too.
I bet you are.
To be working for 96.3
96.3,
WHUR. Old school 90s and now.
That's right. That's right.
Sounds like Washington.
Sounds like Washington. And it sounds like Washington again.
Yeah.
Because now you're back on the air with Tracy.
With Tracy.
Tracy Morgan in the morning.
And my old co-worker, Jackie Gills Webb.
Jackie Gills
Which was
Webb.
Jackie Gills at the time.
Yeah, Jackie Gills. Yeah, she got married.
She went
yes.
to HUR
and got married.
got Jackie Gills Webb. And then also being joined by 10-time Stellar Award winner, Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown doing
Real
radio
cool
now.
dude.
Yeah,
real cool dude. So down to earth.
See, it's a difference in having an announcer who's a singer with no hits, as opposed to one who got multiple hits
Right. It makes a difference.
and a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
And he got
yeah.
a bunch of hits and a bunch of awards, so
Yeah.
he got a great listenership already.
Yeah.
Went to WHUR, and I was so glad to be there. I remember my first mic break was 96.3 WHUR, old school 90s and now. If the voice sounds familiar, you're probably right. This is Winston Chaney, back on your radio, this time
I
bigger
love
and
it.
better.
Yes.
At 96.3 WHUR, because it sounds like Washington.
It sounds like
I
Washington.
remember the first mic break.
My man.
I'll never forget it.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and it was a good time. Doing
It was
my
a
first
good
show.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I look
happy
forward-
for you.
Even though it's 3 hours only on Sunday, I look forward to getting back in there.
Yeah.
And 3 hours is enough for me.
Yeah. Well, well, our shows were 4
hours.
hours. So yeah, 3
If
hours.
I get more,
yeah,
that's fine.
That's
but,
fine.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
On that 50,000 watt FM.
But in between the break, you continue to do the This Day Back in History.
You know, I started doing Black History long before Tom Joyner,
Yeah.
long before Donnie Simpson started doing it. I've been doing it all my life, all my radio career, and I have gathered a lot of black facts that people don't know about. And I've been doing it every single day for 36 years. And
Yeah.
and when I got laid off at Radio 1, the first thing I grabbed was my stack
Was
of
the-
Black History facts. I grabbed
Your
my bag.
your books that you didn't carry when you were at
Exactly.
school, right?
Exactly.
Now you have your
I grabbed
stack.
that Black History and my bag and walked
And
out
kept it going.
and kept going. Yeah, never looked
Yeah.
back.
Well, I am so excited for you, Winston.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, Simone.
Thank you for
you've
being
been
back
with me
on
the
the
whole time.
air. I have been following you the whole time.
Now, how long did you come on behind me?
I joined WYCb in 86.
86, okay.
In
okay.
86.
I
No, I'm
don't-
sorry, 96.
96, okay.
96,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I've been on for a while, and then you came in and did
Yep.
midday.
Yep, did midday. I started out on Friday nights only,
Right, exactly.
then elevated to every night overnight. That was,
Overnight,
yeah.
It's a training.
Falling asleep, yes.
training spot. yeah.
Gosh almighty. I was definitely in training, falling
Yeah.
asleep. That red line. You did not want to see that red line blinking at all ever.
People don't know.
Yeah.
The red line.
The red line. I don't
means
know
trouble.
how they knew 3 o'clock that I'm asleep, but yeah. We used to put on the live albums so that you give some
All albums.
the long live.
Here's a story that you probably don't know about. And for you young jocks that never did albums, we were on G Street. And of course, overnight, you're there by yourself. So the
Yeah.
door's locked. Right beside the station was a White Castle restaurant. So middle of the night, I put on a long Hawkins album
And go across.
and go downstairs and get some hamburgers. Went downstairs one night and got locked out.
No way.
Got locked out.
No way.
I said,
Oh,
OMG.
You're going down. You had to wait.
I had to call the nearest person who lived closer to the station. I can't remember who it was, but I had to call them and say, look, yeah, come let me in.
Oh wow.
But
You
see,
had a key.
at that time now,
Because it was a glass
the
door.
record, the
Yeah.
record had run out, so all they heard was click.
Right.
Until the person came and let me in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stories that people don't know. See, now you got computers that run
Yeah.
all night by themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Those systems.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's
thank
been
you so
good.
much.
Oh,
Thank
my
you so
pleasure.
much,
My
Winston, for
pleasure.
joining me. This has just been an honor. We can go on and
Oh.
on and on and on with the stories. Oh my gosh, the stories. But I just thank you so much for joining me
It's
today.
my pleasure. My pleasure.
And we will be in touch.
Thank you, Simone.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Edward Anderson, CEO of TTNP Corporation, with a heartfelt thanks to all those on the front line during this COVID-19 outbreak. Police, fire and rescue, healthcare, and essential workers, please stay safe. Here at TTNP, we celebrate 20 years of supporting IT and critical environmental needs of businesses. Together, let's work out a solution to keep your business moving forward. Please contact us at ttnpsolutions.com. And again, stay safe.
We're so excited that Winston Chaney joined us for today. Tune in for our next Simone Talk show. See you then.